Welcome everyone to the AVGL Collegiate Dota 2 spring season. I am Vertigo and I'm joined here by Pythian Legume. How are you doing, Pythian?
I'm doing pretty good now that you just said my name correctly. Congrats, sir.
Has other people been saying that incorrectly?
Everybody says Pythian or Python or some other random stuff. I don't know English, sir.
They don't know. They don't know what's up. It's Pythian.
I don't know what's going on, man.
Anyway, so who do we have playing today?
I don't know, some scrubby teams. It's only like the best Dota 2 in the country. University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, and the University of British Columbia from Canada.
All right, have we seen either of these teams before in the season so far?
I don't believe we have, but I think that we probably should have by now.
So it's going to be their debut game as far as this stream goes. By the way, for all the viewers out there, just to let you know, we are giving away SteelSeries headsets. If you look over in the chat, you can do that by going through our little ticket system, find out exactly how many tickets you have using !tickets. And you can also bet tickets on different sort of bets that we'll have throughout the series so far. And the more tickets you have, the higher of a chance you get to get these SteelSeries headsets. We'll be actually giving these away on our Aftermath show, which is after the Dota 2 series. So make sure to be tuned into that. And it looks like we're going to be going into game just about now. So let's get ready for U of I versus UBC. And like that, we're going to get right into the game. So UBC is going to be starting out on the Radiant side with U of I on Dire side. Radiant taking the first ban on this one. So are you going to be expecting just regular meta bans, or do you think there's going to be anything specific coming out in this first ban phase?
These teams are fairly familiar with each other, I'm sure. They're at the top of their leagues in pretty much everything that they play. So I would expect pretty standard bans, although as we say that, of course, there's a Tidehunter getting banned out already.
Indeed, and now Broodmother, so definitely not the normal meta bans that we usually see in other games. Tidehunter has been a common pick in the offlane so far, but now Enchantress. So two offlaners banned on the side of UBC. Do you think they want to go for some like solo safe laner, and they just want to really secure that by getting rid of annoying offlaners?
I think that there are still some solo safe laners that are pretty good. Or still countered by some solo offlanes. I think in this case, it's just making sure that you have those really dominant offlaners that get taken out. Mm-hmm. And of course, Tidehunter usually gets run with the Enigma in the pro scene, so maybe UBC know that Enigma can get picked up by U of I Urbana-Champaign, so they just want to get rid of that combo right off the bat.
I see UBC going to be taking Invoker on the first pick. That's going to be their mid laner. Do you think there's any mid laners that can actually stand up to a good Invoker in this patch?
Yeah, but it's going to have to take some good play from them, and definitely a lot of rotations by the supports. I think the main thing about Invoker is not only is he a very dominant lane, but he also transitions very well into the later game and skills pretty well.
Yeah, he does. So U of I going to respond to that pick with a Sven. So Sven's going to probably be their hard carry going into the off lane. They still have a lot to pick. They're going to be going for the duo pick here.
I mean, you have to pick two heroes if you're picking second. So
yeah, mm-hmm.
I guess that is one advantage of picking second. You definitely get to get those combo heroes right off the bat there.
Oh yeah, definitely. Can you think of any supports that would go really well with the Sven?
Not really a support, but I think a hero that does really well with a Sven is the Darkseer. You can vacuum them on top of each other, get the Stormhammer there, put down the wall, and then you just have a big God Strength cleave right through all of them.
Ooh, what do you think about the Zeus going up against Invoker? I mean, Zeus can stay from a pretty far range, which makes it hard for Invoker to poke at. But I mean, Zeus is super squishy. I mean, pretty much if you get one cold snap off on him, I don't expect the Zeus to live through that. So what do you think about that?
I think that Zeus against an Invoker really just hopes for some good rotations by the supports to either save him or to make sure that the Invoker dies. And I think Zeus is more once you get the levels up, just go aggressive against the Invoker and try to kill him before he kills you.
I see. And with that, we're gonna have the Faceless Void pick here. So there's gonna be one of the first stronger combos of this match so far. Invoker Faceless. Now Venge gonna be banned out along with Lich. So a couple of strong supports that neither side want to deal with. I really like the Vengeful Spirit ban, especially with the Sven on the side of U of I. Vengeful Spirit being able to bring down the armor of practically the entire enemy team, and swap someone in for Sven to just cleave down. It's a really good insight by UBC.
Also, you can swap people out of Chrono, so that's also something that you have to be aware of here. The Vengeful Spirit can make it so that whenever the Faceless Void Chronos someone, he's not able to get them down. The one in this case that I'm seeing right now is the Zeus. You can swap the Zeus out of the Chrono and make sure that he gets his combo off, which is pretty important in these fights.
Yeah, if Faceless Void does Chrono and Zeus is not inside of that Chrono, I don't believe that Faceless Void can actually stay in the Chrono for very long, being able to be focused down by a Zeus. Now Lich also being banned. I think so.
Yeah, I think the Faceless Void against the Zeus, even if the Zeus does throw the combo out at Void, you can still always time walk it off, so I don't think it's that effective there. But definitely the Zeus combo on the outside of the fight for the other heroes is a big problem.
I see. What about this Skywrath mage? I mean, having to deal with Zeus and Skywrath while you're inside of a Chrono, that's a ton of damage that you're going to have to deal with. That is pretty much burst damage, so it's hard to time walk off.
Yeah, I guess so. Another thing is the Skywrath mage has that big silence, and maybe they're looking at it to combo with someone else. Right off the bat, you see, a lot of magic damage. Zeus is all magic damage. You got Sven with a Stormhammer, so there's lots of things that can combo with that magic amplification that Skywrath has, and also it'll stop the Invoker from being able to get off his combo.
I see. And with that, it's going to be a Night Stalker pickup on the side of UBC with Beastmaster going the side of U of I. Night Stalker, I know he's pretty much a bane for Zeus to have to deal with, especially Invoker and Night Stalker. As soon as that first night hits, I don't see Zeus surviving for very long unless some really good rotations occur by Skywrath. So what do you think about the Beastmaster pick, though?
Beastmaster is really good at the lockdown. He's got that BKB, piercing? Yeah, BKB piercing spell, and it's actually incredibly insane until you get a Linken's, which right now I only see the Invoker really getting one, so you can stop the Faceless Void in his tracks, make it harder for him to take that damage off with the Time Walk. You can definitely interrupt a Witch Doctor roll if you can get in range. Also, you have the Vision of the Hawk, which is such a big part of the hero that you can just make sure that you're never getting ganked. You can always get vision of the enemy team. The Hawk is just one of the biggest parts of the hero.
I'm not exactly sure. Does the push from Beastmaster ult, not targeting Witch Doctor, but like the push from the sides, does that interrupt his ult?
I'm actually not sure about that one.
I don't believe it does, but I mean, it is a form of CC technically, so I do not know. But we'll have to see if that happens. It's going to be a Darkseer ban now on the side of U of I. I'm not sure if that was a really good ban. I feel like it's pretty evident that the Faceless Void is going to go off lane. But I guess UBC haven't quite picked up who their hard carry is going to be. Can you think of anyone that would combo with a Faceless Void? I mean, it's pretty hard for most hard carries to go along with Void.
You can always put a Gyrocopter in.
Gyrocopter, yeah, that's probably the one. Excuse me. So now it's on UBC. They're gonna be going into their final ban. They're digging into a little bit of reserve time for this one.
It is interesting that University of Illinois Brandon-Champaign decided to ban out the Darkseer. Really the only hero that I see on UBC that could combo with that possibly is the Invoker. Maybe they thought they were going for some kind of I don't really see the Darkseer ban being too effective, although there are some combos with Darkseer and Invoker that you can be a little bit scared of.
I mean, it's not too bad having Faceless Void jump in Chrono, and as soon as the Chrono ends, having the Vacuum to back it up. That's just like extra CC on top of CC, especially if the Witch Doctor can start his cast on Chronosphere, and then after Chronosphere being able to vacuum everyone in together. It's just a lot more lockdown that Invoker and Witch Doctor can take advantage of. So I think it wouldn't be too bad, but in this scenario where Faceless Void is pretty evidently going off lane, I don't think it was necessary. Excuse me, Earthshaker. Gonna be the final ban on UBC, so it is now on University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign to get their final pick here, and it's probably gonna be a support. Any support you see that would probably be good here, especially going against the Faceless Void and Invoker?
I have a feeling that they may go for an IO. It'll combo up with the Sven, give him a lot of survivability there, and also it can combo with the Beastmaster. The Beastmaster just roars someone. You got the Zeus ult there as well, and then you just relocate in, and you've got a free kill on the map.
Indeed. So now going on to 40 seconds. Let's see if they will pick up the IO here. It would be pretty good, actually, yeah. Beastmaster does get the single target roar off on someone. Being able to bring the Sven or even possibly the Zeus to that fight instantaneously is really, really strong. So that'd be nice if U of I could go there. They're now on 20 seconds in their last pick. U of I is on the clock.
You're getting bored, aren't you?
I'm just trying to think of more things to say. They're now at 10 seconds left. And they're really going to take all their time to pick up this final support.
Well, another thing that you can worry about here is the Faceless Void and the Witch Doctor comboing. You've got the Death Ward. If you put it outside of the Chronosphere, you can always do a ton of damage to whoever's inside of it. So if this Void gets some good Chronos, you can always make sure that one hero goes down with that ward. Also, the Invoker can combo outside of it with the Forge Spirits maybe being able to track inside. And you can also put the EMP there as well, depending on the kind of Invoker that you're playing.
Morphling, I did not see that one coming. Also, I mean, one thing that U of I has on their side is IO can relocate a hero that's caught inside of the Chronosphere out of it. If he does time it well enough, if he starts like the channel for relocation early and tethers in right on time, they can actually leave the Chronosphere. But now with the Morphling pick, UBC has their hard carry picked up, so these are going to be the lineups for U of I versus UBC. In just a sec, we're going to get into game 1 of this series.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I mean, these are some of the top talent in all of AVGL, and being able to see them play off this early in the season is pretty awesome.
Indeed, it's been a while since we've seen like really, really close games between two teams. I'm pretty sure most of the series that we've streamed so far have been 2-0, so hopefully this one won't follow that. We can maybe get a 3-game series here. It's going to be U of I versus UBC. Should we go over the teams as well?
I think we may as well.
Might as well. All right. Well, going off on the side of U of I, we're going to have 470 on the Beastmaster. Elsai Kongru on the Zeus. Co-Brilliant's going to be on the Skywrath Mage. SU Blood on the IO. And someone is going to be, there he is, Omi, I think? Omi is going to be on the Sven. And what a nice Sven set indeed.
Okay, well, meanwhile, for the Radiant, we've got Sinclair on the Invokers and in the mid lane. We've got Morphling played by Survival Project. He's going to be in the carry role. We have Sari playing the offlane Faceless Void. Ku will be on the Night Stalker, and nighttime is the best time. And finally, the Witch Doctor will be handled by Only Lion. So a bit of a contradiction right there.
Ironically, Only Lion. So far, there's going to be a really early ward placed out by this Beastmaster. Instead of blocking, though, he's just going to want to put it down for vision so he can survive in lane. SU Blood going to be able to get this easy double stack off with those trees cut. But it kind of looks like both Radiant and Dire want to contest for this top rune. No one's showing their face yet. So neither side really knows who's going for what. Now Invoker's going to be the first to show. Zeus. And it looks like that rune is going to be easily going to the side of Radiance. Faceless Void going to be going for that one, but really no one is going for the bot rune quite yet. Hopefully Elsai Kongru is going to be picking that one up.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that they actually left that rune so long on the ground. Usually you pick it up right away, but instead it is going to be the Zeus getting it early. So they missed the top rune, but they end up getting a bottom one, and Zeus misses a creep. I mean, that's a little bit of an advantage for the Invoker. We'll see if he's able to use it at all.
Indeed. Usually I would assume like the offlaner goes for that rune just to kind of like check it, make sure who's getting it, or see if he can get it himself, but he's not going to opt to do that this time around. Fun fact, Elsai Kongru that name is actually a reference to Steins Gate, the anime. I don't know if you have seen it, but amazing anime. I would take time to watch it if you could.
I don't know anything about that weeaboo stuff.
Don't talk about my body pillows like that.
Who is your waifu?
If I had to choose, I don't really know. I haven't really watched any anime that's like a waifu worthy recently. I've kind of watched more of like the serious drama stuff or like horror thriller stuff, but I don't know. I do not know. I'll have to get back to you on that one. I guess I'm not as weeb as I thought. I guess I'm not as weeb as I thought. So far, Sven's gonna be leading the last hit chart so far at 7 last hits. Where is he? Is he on the top lane? So it's gonna be an aggressive tri lane by UBC. It's pretty rough for Sven to have to deal with. Who do you expect to win the Morphling versus Beastmaster lineup? I mean, Morphling is pretty squishy for going from morphing everything into agility, but Beastmaster doesn't really have that much kill potential until like he has levels into his ult.
I think early the Beastmaster is going to do a little bit better in that lane. He's got the better, well, he has scouting, and he's also got a little bit of an edge on the base damage early. So, and I don't think the Morphling's too much of a harass potential. So I think the Beastmaster is going to be pretty easily doing well in that lane.
I see, yeah. And like you were saying, so far, Beastmaster now on top of the last hit chart. He's beating out the Sven and Invoker even mid. Zeus is actually having a pretty decent time. I mean, he's pretty much neck and neck with the Invoker. Invoker has a couple more denies on top of him, but with his range, I would assume that he can get some pretty easy last hits. It looks like there might be a fight top lane. Brilliant is actually going to drop really low. Io is tethered to him, and there's going to be the Sunstrike. It's going to be a little bit off the mark. Brilliant's actually going to live through that, so almost a pick off on the side of UBC. And if that would have occurred, I mean, that would have pretty much been an instant win for this aggressive tri lane. They really need to start getting kills. That's what this like aggro tri lane does, is get kills.
Yeah, it can be a little bit tough sometimes to run double melee in an aggro tri, and you'll definitely take a lot of harass from those double ranged supports.
Survival Project getting pretty low, down to 160 health, but he's able to waveform away. So Beastmaster definitely asserting his dominance in this bot lane.
I mean, Beastmaster, apparently he's not only master over the beasts, he's also a master over the water. Pretty interesting.
Pretty interesting indeed. He picked up a couple trades when he went back to his home village. Invoker now on top of the last hit chart, so he's starting to kind of dominate the Zeus. Not by much, though. I'm surprised that top supports haven't brought out any blue wards to get rid of the ward that's blocking their pull camp yet. So they're just kind of allowing it to be blocked and continuing to allow the creep wave to be pushed up. It looks like Witch Doctor is actually going to rotate down into the bottom. Sunstrike is off the point again. So 470 is going to back up a little bit. Only Lion does rotate, but he does not have the cooldowns nor the mana for his stun yet. So now it is a 2-on-2 lane in this top lane. However, it looks like pink and yellow are going to be going next to each other. SU Blood is going to tether away to Omi, and they're going to put the stun onto Sari. The slow is there as well, but he's going to time walk it away. SU Blood dropping really low. Ko really wants to get a couple more right clicks, but he's actually going to heal himself up. Another Sunstrike, again, off the mark. So, man, the jukes are real, but now he's going to overcharge and actually going to lose a little bit of health for that. That's going to be first blood going the way of Ko. Ko Brilliant might not also be the next. It's not going to happen, though. Ko does get stunned up by the Omi. Ko looking for one more right click is not going to be enough. Sven actually picking up the kill onto Night Stalker. Now Sari out of place. They do have enough mana for one more stun. There's going to be the tether as well. Sari dropping really, really low. A couple more right clicks should be able to do it. He's going to time walk it off, and because they don't have enough mana for silence, it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade in this top lane. However, first blood does go the way of UBC.
Yeah, if you look at the beginning of that, the Wisp got a little bit caught out in the river, and then tried to tether up to the high ground and just wasn't able to quite make it up there, which put the Wisp out of position. There were a couple of good stuns coming in there from the Sven, and lots of good slows from the Night Stalker as well. And in the end, the Night Stalker, it's past 4 minutes, which is the first nighttime, so it's very easy to get that kill there.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm surprised Ko hasn't actually rotated more toward this like mid lane. I feel like they could get easier kills down there. But now 470 is going to actually get double cast by his own bird and his own boar. 470 dropping to about 130 health. The Sunstrike was off point, and they're just going to give up the fight on that one. So man, these Sunstrikes are not on point. They are really outmaneuvering Sinclair.
It's very difficult. Sometimes you have to try to predict the other team's movement, and within a team as experienced as Urbana-Champaign, it is a bit difficult to like actually know where they're going.
And as we say that, Ko is going to rotate down to this mid lane, and like we were saying earlier, it's an easy kill every time. Being able to put Invoker and Night Stalker into the mid lane, they should be able to get it every single time. There is no ult yet by Beastmaster, so he's just kind of running at Sinclair. Ko was able to pick up the Invis rune. That's going to be a courier kill for the side of the Radiance, but it looks like there's going to be a cold snap now going out onto the Skyrift. That's going to be a kill going the way of Night Stalker. So that's actually 3 kills under Night Stalker's belt during this first nighttime. So he's really taking advantage of their first night like you were talking about. So far, last hit still going the way of Radiant. They're pretty much outclassing Dire as far as last hits go. Omi's had a pretty rough time in this top lane.
I just want to get a little bit of attention to that courier kill. For some reason, at 6 minutes into the game, University of British Columbia, they still had the walking courier.
Oh, so that's why it dropped, so man.
Yeah, they just sent it through the river. Like, don't send walking couriers through the river. That's how you get them killed. Courier lives matter.
Courier lives matter. And as we say, that Ko in the top lane is going to get the slow off on Omi, but it's not going to be able to do enough quite yet. Faces Void is almost at his Chronosphere, so maybe they can start rotating together, especially toward this mid lane. Elsai does have his ult available, but so far no kills have been quite ready to use it. And so far it's just the game's gonna slow down a little bit. Omi does get the side pull off actually, so the creep wave is gonna start pushing back. The creeps might aggro onto the siege creep, but they're gonna re-aggro onto heroes.
It's actually an interesting build-up by the Beastmaster in this match. He hasn't gone for the ultimate yet. He is level 6, but he's gone for the 0-3-3 build, which means that he'll have a lot of animals and stuff, and he'll have good levels on the attack speed. But with the Wisp not having the relocate, he doesn't really need the Roar at this point. And he's widely gone to not level it.
I see. That makes sense. Zeus is getting closer to level 8, and so far he only has the mana boots. I wonder, is the Invoker going to be going for Midas this game?
I think he could. With a Sven, Urbana and Champaign are definitely going to be looking to get some farm on that map, and it has seemed really passive so far.
Elsai, it's possible he could get the kill on Sinclair. He did bait him quite a bit out. Sinclair, and there's going to be one final bolt down. So what were you saying?
Well, with the Sven team being a little bit more passive so far, I'm sure once the IO gets relocate, things will ramp up a bit, but the Invoker definitely has time to get the Midas.
Indeed. If you were to get it like right around now or within the next 30 seconds, I think it would be pretty good timing. Or 70, kind of trading hits with the Survival Project. He's going to get silenced up, and there's going to be the Roar as well. No ult from Ko Brilliant yet, so instead Survival Project is going to be able to morph into Strength, and I think he's too tanky. He should be able to get away, probably. There's going to be the TP away, and they do not have enough CC for him, so... Sorry is going to throw out the Chronosphere onto 470. He's going to start right-clicking him down, but still not quite enough damage. The Sunstrike is there as well, and that's going to be able to finish him off, actually. So finally, a Sunstrike on point, getting a kill for this Invoker. So good rotation by the Faceless Void, recognizing that can get easy kills at that point. So I'm assuming probably that Invoker's going to be going for the basic Exhort build, since that Sunstrike was really, really strong.
Yeah, he's gone, 404, so it's definitely the standard Exhort build.
Oh, yeah. And that should be his Midas. Yep, that's going to be Midas, and as well as a little Clarity Pot, just for good measure. So what do you feel like that U of I needs to start doing to get ahead of this game? Because so far, with this Midas now on Invoker, his net worth is going to start skyrocketing, and Faces Void is still second in net worth.
Well, the thing is, Urbana Champaign really just relies on that relocator in order to get the kills. I mean, other than the Zeus, that's really what their lineup revolves around. So the Wisp right now, only level 5. He was like very close to level 3 a couple minutes ago. So he just really needs to get that 6 up so they can run around the map and get kills with the Roar.
That makes sense. It's going to be a smoke gank down into Sinclair. There's going to be the silence as well. So on to Sinclair. He's dropping pretty low. The ult from Zeus is going to be used as well. Sinclair going to throw out the cold snap and the Sunstrike, and it's going to be enough to finish him off. Now Cobrilliant is going to get stunned up, and that's a double kill for this Invoker in the mid lane. So Zeus was not able to put out enough burst damage and allowed this Invoker to get off both of his spells in time. And so that's clearly going to go this Invoker's way, and I would pretty much say a pretty failed gank on their part. A really good rotation.
That's pretty much a disaster.
Yeah, a really good rotation by the Witch Doctor as well.
Well, the Zeus also just decided to go in and fight against the Invoker there while he had a Sunstrike going down on his face. Mm-hmm. And also the Invoker ended up killing the Zeus off before the Zeus was able to kill him. So, I mean, that's just nothing going to the Zeus and pretty much a disaster in the mid lane.
Ooh, and then there's going to be a buyback since there's 3 heroes now in this top lane. Omi does pop his ult, and there's going to be the Chrono Spear onto 2 Flame Strike. Sunstrike is going to be there as well as the Meatball. Meatball coming out onto Sue, I guess I could call it Sue Blood, and Invoker's going to get another double kill. Oh, perfectly placed Chrono Spear catching out both heroes. Do you think the buyback was worth it on the Night Stalker, or do you think just Invoker and Faceless Void could have got that?
Well, the Night Stalker is a support, so it really doesn't matter too much at this point in the game. He definitely needs to try to get those wards up, but he's got an urn, and an urn for a support Night Stalker and brown boots, you're pretty much in heaven right now.
Yeah, oh yeah, and getting those assists as well, that puts his urn up to what, like 3? I think that puts it to 3 stacks now. So that's easy kills whenever he rotates, and now it's nighttime, so it's time for him to shine. And they probably could take this top lane. They probably could take this top lane pretty easily too, and it's going to drop so quickly. The fortification is going to be used, but I don't think it's enough. Insane amounts of damage around this tower at the 12-minute mark. That's going to be 1 tower going the way of UBC. So now there's going to be a smoke gank coming out into this top lane. So far, it's only Zeus that's actually smoked. They don't have any other heroes going up there. Sorry is pretty far out, but he has a couple heroes behind him. Not anymore, though. Could possibly rotate on this if they want to. L-Side does not have the smoke anymore. There's going to be the stun coming out onto only Lion. The ult from Zeus is going to be used as well. And now a silent onto Sorry. He does not have his dive quite yet. Now he does. He's going to throw out the time dilation. It's not going to really hit anyone. And L-Side Hongru is going to be able to get a double kill off of that. So surprisingly went pretty well for U of I. I did not expect them to get a double kill off that. It seemed like they were kind of out of place at the start, but they're going pretty well. Now a Hand of Midas looks like it's going to be coming out for this Morphling. What do you think about the 13-minute Midas for Morphling? Ooh, as we say that, there's going to be a Roar coming out onto Sinclair, the relocate as well, the stun onto Sinclair, and man, that's an easy kill. That's exactly what you were talking about. As soon as they had relocate with Sven, it's easy kills every time.
It's a strong combo, and definitely the way this lineup was designed to run, and you can just take Sven back to go farming once you finish it. You actually decide to stay back and clear some Ancients.
Indeed. So again, what do you think about the Morphling 13-minute Midas?
It kind of sucks, honestly.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I mean, he's not doing too great on the net worth. He hasn't been involved in any kills, and it's just really starting to hurt this time.
Ooh, they're actually going to commit the Chronosphere onto L-Side as well as the Witch Doctor ult as well. Now Omi dropping really, really low. The burst damage is insane. There's going to be the Urn and the stun as well. And that's going to be 2 kills going the way of UBC. So they actually commit the Chronosphere and the Death Ward just for Zeus. But on top of that, they were able to get the Sven as well. A surprising amount of damage. I feel like it came out of nowhere.
Maybe, but this Night Stalker's Void is at level 4. So
that's why.
Yeah, that's quite a bit of damage from a support early in the game, and there are other supports that can give you that, but he's also got pretty high base damage and lots of map presence.
Indeed, and now it looks like UBC is going to be making their way toward this bot lane. So far, no heroes rotating on the bot lane just yet, and it looks like they're just going to give it up. Fortification is used, but that's going to be 3 lanes already losing their tier 1 at the 15-minute mark. But now there's going to be a smoking. 470 is going to appear. Sinclair is going to get roared on at first. The Relocate is going to be there as well as the Skywrath ult. All onto him, and Invoker's going to be the first to drop as well. 470 now dropping really, really. The Survival Project is able to get a kill on that. Sue Blood is already pretty low himself, but now Sar's trying to get away. And man, the relocate time is actually going to get them out So instead it's going to be a 2-for-1, losing a support and an offlaner for their mid lane. So looking at the gold change, it's a somewhat of an even exchange, the slight advantage going toward UBC. But definitely not the kind of smoke gank you want. If you have the element of surprise on your team, you don't want to trade 2-for-1.
I like the pressure that UBC are putting on the map. It's unfortunate that they lost their Invoker, but they did get the better trade out of it. I think that they're disrupting this Sven's farm quite a bit, and that's really helping them to stay in this game. I think once the Sven gets up, he's get the BKB, the Morphine's going to be pretty easy to kill, and he's not really had the best start either, so UBC could be in trouble fairly soon.
We will have to see indeed. So far, though, UBC is topping the net worth. Double damage room going to be going the way of Sue Blood. But, oh, man, that Cold Snap is doing tons of damage. The sun's going to come out onto these 2 Flame Spirits. But Sue Blood is still there. He is going to be able to run away now with the help of Overcharge, I think it's called. Overcharge?
He's got Overcharge and Tether there.
Overcharge, that's what it was. Overcharge. I forgot the name of it. So now 470 is down in the spot lane, kind of pushing it out. But there are 2 heroes here. They're not going to make any sort of aggression yet. 470 does have the help of the Skywrath Mage here, and they do have a ton of vision provided by this Hawk. They might actually want to go into code. The Scream is going to be there as well as the Skywrath. Oh, and oh man, what a combo. Night Stalker is going to drop instantly.
Yeah, they don't even use Relocate for that one.
Yeah, no point. There's tons of damage.
Hey, I have a joke for you.
Let's hear it.
How do you know when an IO has double damage?
How?
You don't.
Radiant structures are fortified.
We need some sound bites for that.
470 gonna be now in this bot lane. You know, bot lane is gonna be taken down. Omi. I'm just gonna pretend that joke never happened.
I need that GIF with the super hot fire, just be like, oh.
With the random guy with his hands on his face, like, oh my god. Oh, all right. So I think I lost a couple brain cells. What game are we? We're casting Dota. Okay, yeah, Dota.
Hey, it could be worse. It could be League of Legends.
Okay, that one. See, that's a good one right there. I have an even better joke. League of Legends. Done. You know, actually, I checked their patch notes recently, and they patched out creep blocking. They called it a high level. It was like in high level play right now. There was a recent exploit where players would block the creep wave and make the creep equilibrium go their way, and we've now patched it out. And I'm like, wow, all right.
See, I played League of Legends just to see how it was for a couple matches, and I tried to block creeps. I felt so stupid doing it.
It's funny how the creeps actually like lag out. They actually glitch through the game. And I used to be a League player. I played League sophomore high school all the way up until senior year, and then one of my friends got us into Dota, and I'm like, why would I play League?
Hey, can we stop talking about this? We have some Dota to cast here.
I think Heroes died so far, so Faceless Void is going to get caught out. We did also see Invoker get caught up by the classic Relocate Roar combo, so the strength of that showing its muscles, I guess you could say. Ome now pushing out this top lane. He does have the support of the IO so far. They're going to rotate the Invoker down here. They might want to go for this. There's going to be... Ooh, is anything going to happen here? So far, nothing's going to happen. Witch Doctor is hiding in the trees, and Omi's going to look to jungle a little bit more. But now, Night Stalker is going to be there right on top of the IO. He's going to throw out his Void, but it's not going to do much. And right now, he doesn't have Tether, and he actually has Overcharge on, so he's losing more health. And Invoker's going to get an easy pick off onto this IO.
Man, I just love when my carry abandons me. Forever alone, hashtag.
Bible thump.
Rip.
So, IO dropping pretty easily. He did burn the Tether a little too early there, and now, actually, according to the graph, UBC is actually on a downward spiral. U of I is climbing up little by little, and now a Necro 3 finished for this Beastmaster. They might want to reveal it secretly, like they don't want to just... He doesn't want to walk out into the lane and they can clearly see, oh yeah, he has Necro 3s ready. But he doesn't have any sort of like quick initiation. So it'll be pretty hard. There's now a Blink Dagger, I guess, completed on the Zeus, so he has that.
I don't think that a Necrobook is something that you really want to hide too much. It's pretty standard on a Beastmaster, so I don't really think it matters. I think a Blink Dagger is really the one you want to worry about on a Beastmaster. You also have the Blink Dagger on Zeus, so I think that's more of a problem here.
I see Chronosphere and Sunstriker both going to be committed onto 470 as well as the Void. Waveform in as well, and he's going to drop pretty early, but now Omi's going to get the double stun onto Survival Project. And the fix is forward. That's going to be a kill going the way of Zeus and Sven. That's a pretty nice trade over charge. Is still going on onto Omi, so he's rushing toward Ko, but it is nighttime, so he's running pretty far. There's going to be the Veil, and that's going to be another kill going the way of Sven, so that's a double kill now for Omi.
Yeah, you notice that UBC, they just end up getting one pick off, but Urbana Champagne are just so good at initiating right off of that, and they get right back into the fight with a relocate, double stun by the Sven, and then they take 3 off of that. They're just so good at the counter initiation.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and now with the Skywrath Mage having being able to go Veil, that enables the Zeus to deal a ton more damage without having to go to the item himself. He can actually get more damage items.
Also, they weren't even able to get off the Roar in that last fight. The Beastmaster went for it as he was dying and wasn't able to get it off even.
So it shows that they don't even really need it to be able to get kills. So U of I slowly coming back into this game. Sven is at the top of the net worth chart, but this Zeus really needs to start catching up. So nighttime or Night Stalker's ult is going to be popped, probably just for the time duration that it gives toward night.
I don't think that Zeus is too bad right now, honestly, because he's also indirectly buffed by the Skywrath using that Veil of Discord, and he's got a Blink Dagger and an Aether one, so I think he's pretty good right now. He's got the mobility, and he has some extra cast range, so I think he's actually looking pretty good right now.
Indeed, that will be pretty good, especially going against a Chronosphere, being able to blink and have the Aether Lens. I mean, you have all this space you need to make Chronosphere a living hell for this Faceless Void. So far, Morphling, it looks like he's about to pick up his Manta soon, I think? Or is that BOTs? I'm not sure. I mean, he does have the Ultimate Orb, but he has Brown Boots as well, so... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. He's picking up a Lincoln Sphere. That's my bad.
What kind of game are you watching?
Evidently League of Legends. So Lincoln Sphere complete on the Morphling. That's going to be pretty rough for the Beastmaster or the Sven to have to deal with. One of them are going to have to pop it. Or maybe the Zeus. The Zeus would be a pretty good target to pop Lincolns. Still no form of quick initiation by this Beastmaster quite yet. He was going for the... He's spending all his gold on the Necronomicon. 3 heroes, though. Not in this bot lane so far. Morphling is just by himself. He does have that Lincoln's complete now. So if they want to try anything against him, if they want to try and silence him or roar him, they are going to pop it. So far, no one going for it quite yet. Skywrath is getting into position. Survival Project is getting pretty slowed by the boar. He's going to actually waveform in toward the boar because he doesn't know what's coming. 470. Going as fast as he can. They are going to pop the Lincolns, and the roar is going to be there as well. There comes Skywrath ult, and it is going to be enough. So they have plenty of utility to pop that Lincoln Sphere, as they just showed.
Yeah, there's lots of point target skills there, and without any help, the Morphling just was obviously going down there.
Indeed, so far there are going to be 2 UBC heroes rotating down to the spot line. They do have the vision provided by the Hawk. It is going to be spotted out, though. Cold Snap being used onto this Beastmaster. Now, Faceless Void is going to be here to respond as well. I don't think they have a Blink Dagger quite on the Void. So they don't have that kind of quick initiation yet. They are going to get this free 200 gold, though, from the Necro unit. And now Omi's going to pop his ult to take out this top tower. They did use Fortification down on the bot tower, so... Or just kidding, no, they did not. So Fortification going to be used for this top tower, but it should be a pretty easy kill.
Oh, when you kill the tier 1 tower, you get the Fortified back.
Yeah, but I thought they used it at the bottom tier 2, so they wouldn't have it at the tier 1, but...
Well, clearly they didn't.
Clearly they did not, so... Omi does have that Blink Dagger, though, so... He'll be ready to use it.
You talked about the Void going for a Blink Dagger. He's actually gone for the Manta Cell first, so it seems like he would rather have the definite Chronosphere rather than getting silenced by the Skywrath. It's a bit of an expensive item to worry about, like, not getting silenced. I think a BKB would have been a better choice here instead of going for the Manta, even though that'll leave him with no damage. If he's really that worried about it, then just go for the BKB, because there's so much magic damage that's coming out of Urbana Champagne anyway.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. Having to deal with both the Sven stun, the Zeus, and the Skywrath, BKB would have been the way better choice. Now Survival Project is going to be focused down by Omi, and he's just going to replicate away. So yeah, Mantis Style does deal with the silence from Skywrath Mage, and also does help him survive the Skywrath ult, but it really doesn't have a good way of dealing with any of the actual magic damage from Zeus or even the stun from Sven.
Well, the Manta Style allows you to take off the silence from the ancient seal, which is the third
saying
skill.
He still has to deal with the damage from Zeus, the stun from Sven, and possibly even the damage from Skywrath Mage.
Yeah.
So the BKB definitely would have been better in this situation.
I mean, for what he's using it for, it would be.
Sorry is trying to duel Omi. He's going to commit the Chronosphere as well, and that's a perfectly placed Chronosphere. It is going to be helped by the IO, and just like we were talking about, that relocate is probably going to be able to save this Sven. However, it will not save. Actually, they might want to go back in on this. Okay, guess not. IO's just going to commit his life for it, so a good save by Sublood. But man, in the mid lane, Invoker's going to be focused down by the Zeus, as well as other heroes, and he's going to go down as well. So that's going to be a trade going the way of U of I.
I would hardly call that a trade. I definitely see UIUC definitely coming ahead of that one, with the Invoker going down for a Wisp. I mean, one of those heroes is not like the other. One of those heroes is a little bit more valuable.
Definitely. So U of I definitely getting the better trade out of that one. Yule Scepter now complete on the Zeus. What do you think about the Yules? Do you feel like there was another item he could have gone over Yules? Excuse me.
Yule Scepter would allow him to avoid the Invoker initiation. Invoker has gone for a Yule Scepter as well, so say if the Invoker Yules his first and then the Zeus does his, then he won't really get hit by the combo, which is a good thing. It'll keep the Zeus alive for a little bit longer. Also, you can Yules up in the air and then blink out of it.
I see, that makes sense. Omi is starting to go in on Sari. They're going to get the vision for this Hawk. There's going to be a stun out into Sari. They're definitely going to commit the Roar as well, but he doesn't do it in time. Now Sari is going to try and TP away. The Roar is going to be enough, though. And Omi's going to be on a killing spree thanks to the Skywrath ult, as well as his ult being popped. So it is now, the scoreboard is now going the way of UIUC. That's a weird word to say, but they're now in the lead in this game as far as kills go. However, UBC is trying to get a trade out of it, taking this bot tower. Fortification is going to be popped, and it looks like they're just going to back off of that. Morphling, he's not going to be heading toward his Ethereal Blade. He does have the Ghost Scepter finished. So do you think that actually changes the game immensely, being able to have that Ethereal Shotgun?
I think so, especially with Urbana Champagne not quite going for any BKBs just yet.
I see. Omi is going to start getting focused down by Ko. Void is going to be used as well as the Sunstrike. There's going to be Cold Snap as well. However, Ko takes a ton of burst damage by the Zeus. Omi is going to be able to get saved by Sublood. And it looks like they're just going to back off with this one. The Morphling not able to catch out Zeus. So the gold is actually pretty good on the side of UBC, despite them now dipping into the side of UIUC. Man, I can't say that. I'm just going to say U of I. So U of I in the lead as far as net worth goes, but Invoker and Morphling both in second and third place as far as net worth goes.
It's technically the same place. Urbana Champagne is like a main campus of U of I.
Wow. I see. Beastmaster does have the Blink Dagger finished. Urbana Champagne. Alright, maybe I'll say that. Maybe I'll say Urbana Champagne.
Anyways. You can't say UC because that's basically all of California.
Oh, yeah. They have too many schools in California. So Urbana Champagne, they're going to be rotating a couple heroes down into this bot lane, but Invoker's going to be initiating onto this Beastmaster. However, there's going to be the Roar onto Sinclair. Death Ward is going to be committed as well. Brilliant is able to get his ult out. So actually, he faces Void getting a pick on the Zeus, while Skywrath Mage gets a pick on the Invoker. Witch Doctor with his ult is going to be able to finish off the Skywrath Mage, but the final kill there is going to be going the way of the Beastmaster. However, meanwhile, in the top lane, Sven really taking down this top tower. Fortification is going to be used as well as 2 rotations. They still have the Chronosphere if they want to commit it. They do have the vision. Now Sublood tethering over toward Omi. I don't know if they
this
have
is
enough
where
speed.
not having the blink dagger really hurts you.
Yeah, exactly. They could easily get a double kill here if they wanted to. Chronosphere could be committed on the Subla just to get that pick. However, they are going to get the little stun there, and it looks like Subled will probably die here. He's silenced and he's stunned, and that's going to be Io dead. So they don't get nothing out of it, but they definitely wanted to get both of them. So like you were saying, the weakness of not having the blink dagger definitely showing here. I mean, I haven't really seen like the Manta style even be used well. Like Faceless Void hasn't been a really primary silence target when you have to deal with Morphling or Invoker, or even possibly the
Witch Doctor.
Witch Doctor. Yeah, the Witch Doctor. So I'm not sure if that item was quite worth yet.
Well, it does give him some damage. I haven't really seen it be as effective as he would want it to be, though.
They're going to get enough vision through that ult. 470 actually misses his ult. He's just going to push 2 away, but they're still going to get the pick on Invoker. There's going to be the Chronosphere onto 3 heroes as well. That's going to be 3 heroes actually going the way of UBC that are dead. Sorry is going to be able to time walk away, but it looks like they'll still be able to get the pick here. Omi just clawing away at Sorry. 470 going to miss the axes, but that's going to be enough. Zeus finishing off the Faceless Void. So, I mean, a pretty good Chronosphere on the side of UBC, but they still lose 4 heroes within almost like 3-4 seconds too. Like, it was immense burst damage on the side of UIUC.
Yeah, you mentioned that the Beastmaster missed the roar. It was interesting. He roared at the creep, which actually sent 2 heroes away from each other, which split up the fight, and it made it easier to pick off the support on the backside, and it gave them enough control to be able to get that fight there.
Do you feel like that was planned, or do you think it's just
Not at
pretty
all.
good that it worked out? It's just glad that it worked out that way.
Yeah, there's. I really don't think he meant to do it on that creep and just kind of split the difference and missed.
Well, it worked out for Urbana Champagne. So now 470. He does not have necro creeps quite up yet, but he is going to push down this middle tower. However, UBC is spawning back up now. They do put down the ward to grant a little bit of vision. Ko, though, might have spotted that out. Doesn't have any form of quick initiation. Ko Brilliant really needs to be careful here. He could have a slow if he wants to. They're going to commit the Hawk so they can know exactly where they are. The slow is going to be committed. Void, now in the Ko Brilliant. But there's going to be the ult from the Skywrath Mage going out into Evoker, and he's going to drop first. But now Death Ward is going to be committed by the invisible Witch Doctor, but it's not enough. Now Ko just actually stops for no reason. I don't think he was stunned. He just kind of stopped walking there, but now Survival Project getting caught out as well. He is just going to replicate away, but now there's going to be the Chronosphere committed onto the Zeus. Sorry is going to be able to finish him off, and unfortunately, Sublood is actually going to teleport his Sven into the Chronosphere, so they're not going to be able to get the pick onto this Faceless Void. Faceless Void was able to hide in the trees, fortunately enough, so he's going to be able to get back. Ethereal Blade now finished by Survival Project, and oh man, that Necro 3 actually chunks him down, but so not the worst of trades. 2 mid laners and 2 supports dying in that fight. It looks like, however, UBC does stay on top due to that fight.
Something that we really haven't talked about is the Witch Doctor Ags. It didn't really do as much in that fight since there wasn't any control with the Invoker or anything, but he does have an Aghanim Scepter on it, which does quite a bit more damage, and if you can get it with the Chronosphere, that's quite a bit of potential that you have for UBC right now.
They just really need this, they really need the Witch Doctor to stay alive during fights. I mean, with the amount of burst damage and the interrupt that Urbana Champagne has, especially with a Zeus having, what, a 2-3 second interrupt, Sven having his stun silences by the Skywrath Mage, it's really hard. So hopefully that Glimmer Cape does the Witch Doctor well.
Glimmer Cape might not be the best thing, especially with the Zeus. I mean, he just gives so much true sight that if you throw out a Zeus ult, it's easy to interrupt that. I don't think he's going to be the main target, but if you wanted to, you could definitely take care of that ultimate.
Oh yeah, I mean, he can even commit his, 3-second bolt, and that gives him the vision and interrupt he needs to stop Witch Doctor from ulting, so maybe BKB would have been the better item there too. Sorry is going to spot out the Zeus. He now has Blink Dagger complete, something we didn't see, so that's something that'll help him out a lot. However, I don't think, Roshan still has not been reclaimed, so Omi's just going to shove down this middle tower. Another fortification used. We do see Aegis reclaimed in about 2 minutes, so this is their chance of any Survival Project, however. pushing out this top lane. He still has about 15 seconds left to relocate and actually look like he will get this tower trade. However, now Omi is going to pop his ult for the Rax. Tornado coming out to control him a little bit. There's going to be stun out onto Sari. Still not going to do enough. One Rax is going to drop. And it looks like Urbana Champagne is actually just going to back off of this. So, I mean, fortunately enough for UBC, Morphling was able to get a trade of towers on the bottom lane, but Omi was able to get a single Rax and 2 towers. Sinclair, however, continuing the chase, I should say. 470 is going to commit the roar onto Sinclair. Sorry, looking for the perfect Chronosphere here, but he instead pops his Manta prematurely. He's going to get silenced up. Only Lion is going to be throwing out his ult now. Omi taking basically no damage. Code Brilliant is probably going to be the first to drop. He is going to commit his Ghost Scepter, but that's actually going to amplify the amount of magic damage that Invoker does, so he's going to get the pick on that. So far, it's a 2-for-1. Omi still trying to fight while he still has his Rosh up. Sinclair dropping really, really low, but no sort of control yet for that. Omi still trying to focus down Sinclair. He's dropping really, really low. There's going to be the Ethereal Blade, but that's only Roshan. So unfortunately for UBC, they still have a whole nother life to get through. Zeus is going to blink over. Survival Project dropping pretty low. Sue Blood. He's trying to give his overcharge to Omi. 470 going a little bit too far, but now the Chronosphere is actually going to land onto Sue Blood, but does not land onto Omi. So he actually is going to get pushed back, but it's not enough. Sorry. He's going to commit time dilation. The stun going to get interrupted. And a chaotic fight, but so far, I mean, there was one buyback on the side of UBC, but now Sorry actually jumping back in onto Omi. There's going to be the ult and the stun as well. And Sorry, you messed up, sir. And you're going to die for your sin. UBC Sinclair's going to be able to drop the Ice Wall. It's going to slow down Omi. Still no BKB for him yet. Tornado going to be committed as well. And I mean, if UBC stays for very long, they could lose another hero. EMP is going to land on 470, so he's going to lose quite a bit of mana, but they still have Vision of Ko. They realize that he's kind of on their side of the jungle. Omi does have the Blink stun available, or at least should have it. Ko trying to juke through the trees. There's going to be a slow and the stun as well as the silence. And man, Night Stalker, they are really just forcing when they should just back off. Like, what is UBC thinking?
I mean, obviously they want to try to get some wards up as a support or something. Yeah, Night Stalker did have a couple of wards. So it's just so difficult against this team. They have so much vision with the Hawk. They have good wards.
They have a ton of control too. However, now Omi is going to get Cold Snap as well as Meatballed, and actually Omi might drop down. He's dropping pretty low. There's going to be a roll committed onto Sinclair, and the Boar is actually going to deal quite a bit of damage. Only Lion dropping pretty low. Zeus is going to be finish him off like you were talking about. Now Invoker buys back as he dropped damn low thanks to this Beastmaster. Morphling is going to be able to survive thanks to the Replicate. And now Sinclair continuing to force. There's going to be the Yule Scepter. 470 now turns back. Tornado landing onto only one. He's going to actually use himself. And that's going to be a Chronosphere onto 3 heroes. But are they going to be able to do anything with this? Sue Blood is going to be the first to drop thanks to that shotgun combo. Code Brilliant will probably drop here as well. He's going to commit the Ghost Scepter for it. But yeah, Code Brilliant will probably die here. That's going to be a double kill for Survival Project. So one thing I guess we haven't quite seen yet is the effectiveness of this shotgun Morphling yet. Like, so far I've seen like one really good combo from him.
Well, he is managing to take out the supports, which is a pretty good use of it. I'm sure if you were able to get to a Zeus, he would be able to do a lot of damage to him too. But he does need another item or two to become effective against this Sven. Probably 2. This Sven continues to get farmed and full. He did die and wasn't in that whole last fight at mid. So they didn't have that, but he's still looking really good. This is an Assault Cuirass, Sanjin Yasha, BKB, Boots of Traveling, just big dude with a sword. And that, honestly, if I were going down a dark alley, I would not want to be against that.
Indeed, and Morphling with those BOTs is actually going to be able to TP in to help fight the Zeus, and the Zeus is going to go down as well. But yeah, a couple more items, and I feel like Morphling will be able to start bursting down the Sven a little bit. I mean, Sven has had a ton of help from that IO. But I mean, if Morphling and Invoker can take down this IO really quickly, then he can't really do much. Sorry is going to go in onto 470, and Survival Project now he's on a dominating spree. And he only really had to commit the Ethereal Blade, but now Ami and Sue Blood are going to be taking out the Rax. They take out the top lane of Rax, and instead they're just going to relocate out and play it safe. So, nice little backdoor play. That's going to be Guardian Greaves finished on the IO.
You know, it's so interesting. Io and Sven have been doing this for quite a bit in the game, and for some reason UBC just haven't decided to combat them at all. Like, this Invoker has boots of travel, but he doesn't really care about them taking the tower at all. Maybe he knows that he can't really do anything about them, but still, just giving up your racks for free in that situation really tends to put you pretty far behind in a match.
And as we're saying that, UBC actually clears out that mid lane of racks. A ton of damage from this Morphling and Invoker. I mean, Morphling does have the Scotty now finished. So, I mean, I definitely don't want to call it over yet. I mean, it did seem like it could be over when Urbana Champagne did take out that top racks, but man, UBC are putting up a fight. This is a rough game to call. Looks like Urbana Champagne might be grouping together. Roche is not quite up yet, and I have no idea how to read that clock, so whoever does... About a minute. Oh, well, there it is. Respawns in 1 minute, so... 60 seconds until Roche spawns. It looks like both sides really want to contest this Roshan. I mean, whoever gets it could possibly secure this game away.
Yeah.
But
I still think that UBC are looking pretty good. Although I think Illinois, if they take a fight, like if they can get the pickoffs, I think that's the real danger here. You just find someone on the map with the IO and the Beastmaster and the Sven, and really things are going to get a lot more difficult very quickly for UBC.
Indeed, Beastmaster, it's worth noting that he does have the Refresher Orb complete. Survival Project is caught out pretty well here. They are going to get the silence and the roar off, and before he's able to replicate, he's actually going to just drop 85 seconds down on the Morphling, and I don't think he has buyback. I feel like he bought back at some time in the previous fights. Omi is going to blink it on the Sari, but Sari's just going to be able to get out. So with about 20 seconds left on this Roshan, it's looking to lean toward the side of Urbana Champagne. So UBC have a tough road ahead of them if UIUC can get this Roshan. Looks like instead they just want to push down the mid lane. They do realize that Roshan is up, or at least the Invoker knows. So Omi gonna commit his ult for this bottom rack. So there's gonna be the buyback by the Morphling. There's gonna be Chronosphere committed onto two heroes. Sorry, already dropping so low, but there's gonna be the Death Ward, but he gets immediately Yule, so he's not gonna be able to do anything. However, Skywrath Mage is gonna drop thanks to this Morphling shotgun. Sorry, dropping pretty low himself, BKB by Omi. He's gonna try and focus now down onto Sinclair. Sublood caught way out of position, and that's gonna be a double kill going the way of Survival Project. So like you were talking about, Survival Project has been really focusing down these supports to just kind of burst them down, and really no support is able to be able to live through UIUC's fights. Sorry is, however, committing his blink onto this kind of fight now. Cold Snap out onto the Sven. There's going to be Yule Scepter as well as the Ice Wall. Omi will probably be able to get out of this, but now it is on UBUC to take down this Roshan. I mean, do you feel like it's worth to buy back here on the Skywrath and the IO?
No, not at all. I mean, even in that last fight, UIUC took such a big advantage. They may have lost the fight, but look at the base. Where have all the racks gone?
Yeah, racks are gone, and it looks like with that, 470 is going to try and take them out, but instead he's just going to drop immediately. So he did try to take it out, but meanwhile they do give up the Roshan to the side of UIUC. So really, really well played by Urbana Champagne. I mean, they did lose the Beastmaster, but they did force all of UBC to back up, and that's a free Roshan going the way of Urbana. The rack still is at pretty full health, but they do have to worry about top and mid lane of super creeps pushing.
They're going to arena.
I mean, I don't know if Beastmaster was like, guys, don't worry, I'll die here, but he definitely did give so much to his team there. His buyback is still up, and he did put a little bit of damage that'll probably heal on the melee racks. But the biggest thing is he gave an extra life to Sven, which, I mean, if you just throw the Sven away somewhere on the map and the other team all goes for it, then you just relocate him into the tower. I mean, or the racks. I mean, that's just so strong.
With 2 lives and BKB as well as Svenzel, I'm pretty sure that if they just commit the relocate down there, I think even if the IO dies, that could be a pretty easy racks. But now there's going to be Chronosphere committed onto Omi. The shotgun is actually going to drop him down to about half health. Now they're committing onto Zeus. The right clicks are going to be enough. That's a killing spree for Survival Project. The silence and the ult from Skywrath Mage were there, but it's not enough damage on the Survival Project quite yet. BKB now popped by Omi. Survival Project in the back line trying to do what he can, but Brilliant is gonna be able to pop Ghost Scepter. He's gonna pop his Lincoln as well. The shotgun gonna be enough to finish off the Isle. That's a double kill for Survival Project. Omi almost finished off Sinclair, but he was able to invis away. There's gonna be the Roar now into Survival Project, but only Lion in the background gonna be able to throw out that Death Ward. And so far, Morphling is actually able to live through this fight so far. Sinclair is still so low, but no finish yet. Ko still getting a couple pokes on the 470, but Omi, he could possibly get a kill here unless they back up, and he's gonna wait too long. And man, all the heroes on UBC were so low, but UIUC not able to finish anyone off.
Is there a Nature's Prophet in this match? It's almost like there was Sprout over the Sven. It took him so long to get to any hero. I feel like one cleave could have taken many of them out, but he just wasn't able to hit anybody. And somehow UBC ended up getting, on the skin of their teeth somehow out of that fight.
I mean, with BKB down to 5 seconds for this Sven, I mean, there might as well be Sprout, but Arteezy's not playing Sven, so no, there couldn't be a Nature's Prophet. Omi did lose his first life in that fight, so he only has his own, and he's down to a 5-second BKB, which shown in that previous fight that is not going to be enough to get the kind of kills they need. Night Stalker's Aghanim Scepter has been complete for some time as well, so the wars on the side of Urbana Champagne really don't do anything anymore. I mean, especially if you put them on a high ground, like, you really can only see the hill underneath them. They're going to be grouping up in this bot lane. No smokes, though. So it looks like they do just want to get this final push out. Roche is down, so they are going to be committing just their buybacks for this fight. Looks like all heroes going down into this bot lane. UBC do have TPs and BOT, so they will be able to respond down into this bot lane, but they do want to kind of apply pressure where they can. And hopefully force Urbana Champagne back. But Omi, man, he 2 to 3 shots entire creep waves. I mean, you really can't do anything against that. So, Chrono now on Faceless Void, BKB for the Morphling, a pretty unconventional item that you don't see too often. There's going to be a smoke, blink in, Chronosphere, not going to be used quite yet. Now BKB's pop from both Omi and Survival Project. The Roar is going to be out onto UBC Sinclair. There's going to be the ult buy from Cole Brilliant onto Ko. The Death Ward is bouncing around quite well. And actually, no deaths yet. First is going to be Faceless Void to die. Roar used again onto Survival Project. That's no buybacks for this Morphling. Dual Scepter going to be used onto Only Lion. Omi trying to do what he can. A couple more right clicks. Should be able to finish him off. There's going to be the Flame Strike. Only Lion is invisible for now. And instead, Omi's just opting to commit for these racks. Code dropping pretty low. A couple more spells should be able to finish him off. Elsai Conqueror does pop the new Lincoln Sphere, I should say, on Sinclair. There's going to be Yules as well. 470 trying to really focus down this racks. This is going to be the Mega Creeps. Cole Brilliant dropping pretty low himself, however, he doesn't commit Ghost Up, and that's going to be Mega Creeps now for the side of Urbana Champagne. EMP does land on the 470. That's going to be Gen dropped, actually. Sinclair dropping so low. A couple of right clicks from the Creeps are actually going to finish him off. Now Ko is caught way out of position, and now a buyback by Invoker. This could be the end of the game, though. They have no buybacks on, on Morphling, Night Stalker, or the Faceless Void, and Invoker just popped his. So, man, what a fight going the way of Urbana Champagne. Do you feel like it's game over at this point, or do you think UBC has a chance to fend off Megas?
I think it's very difficult, especially with the Morphling being down for 40 more seconds. They definitely need him back in this match. I don't think a Witch Doctor and Invoker can hold it all on their own. And before that time is up, they can just relocate in there and take down a hero that's low. And at that point, it's pretty much over for UBC.
I see. So I mean, if they have any chance, it's going to be way too hard. I really feel like UBC have to win 2, maybe 3 fights and just push down mid as fast as possible for them to even have a chance to possibly win. But I don't feel like UBC has the items to defend this off. I really think that they need to start buying some Maelstroms and Mjolnirs if they really want a chance to finish this off or fend this off.
Just look at those waves of Mega Creeps, and it's so many, and they're so strong.
Yeah, and they're stacked too. Like these are 2 to 3 like stacks of creep waves pushing in. And even the Morphling, who has at least 300 damage, I want to say at this point, is having a hard time fending them off. And we even saw in that last fight, Death Ward not doing a whole lot either. I mean, it was able to take down Io pretty low, but it just doesn't provide enough damage for what UBC really needs to win fights. Omi is going to jump in onto Survival Project. Ethereal Blade's going to be committed onto himself. There's going to be Adaptive Strike. Now Sublood is here as well. However, he already committed Tether. There's going to be the Chronosphere onto one. Sublood probably should drop here, unless the Yule Scepter onto Faces Void is going to save him for just a little bit. Sublood is still alive. However, Omi in the backlands, right-clicking and cleaving through UBC. That's going to be a buyback by the Faces Void. And man, Morphling's already so low, and there's no way Witch Doctor can fend off all these heroes. And I'm pretty sure the GG call should be coming out any second now. That's going to be the good game call. So, University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign taking the first game of this series against UBC. But I mean, it was by no means a stomp or, you know, a domination. It went both ways, and what a great game by UBC. Really good defense mounted by them.
Yeah, they played their lineup very well. And this Sven just did so much damage. You saw in a couple of those fights, just one cleave and he took the other team down to like half health, which was absolutely ridiculous. In the last fight there, he just hits one thing and then everything dies, and you're just left looking around and being like, where's my team? And you can't find them. That's basically what this Sven did to the other team, and he just got so stacked at the end, and with the help of the IO, there was really no chance for UBC at the end to get back into this.
Yeah, I'm looking at Twitch chat, and they did say that level 17 Witch Doctor has no levels in Maledict and 3 levels in Heal, so that must mean he was committing some levels for stats. What do you think about that skill build?
Forehead.
Forehead, indeed. So that's going to be the first game of this series. University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign is going to be taking this one out. So, do you have any predictions for Game 2? What do UBC need to do to get this game under their belt, and we can go to Game 3?
Well, they need to win.
Okay, of course. Do you think there was anything wrong with the draft, or was it just the play of UBC?
I think they let Urbana-Champaign just run around the map a little too much, get too much control with the Hawk and the Roar relocate combo. I think that's what really set up the game, and their counter initiations were just a bit too strong, which really set them up for just a farm Sven taking too much advantage over the map. The other thing is, the Sven and the IO were just able to go in on the top tower pretty early to take it out quite a bit, take the first melee Rex of the game, and then they went over to mid and did about the same thing. Yeah. UBC in that game, they just did not defend their base enough. And at the end, that's what really matters. You need to defend the Ancient. It's the name of the game. And UBC, they let some negative creeps into their base. And at the end, just weren't able to do it there.
Indeed. So we are going to be going to Game 2 of University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign versus UBC. It'll be on UBC to win this game. And hopefully we can take it to a Game 3. So just to let everyone know, if you're in Twitch chat, again, we are going to be giving away SteelSeries headsets using our little ticket system. You can type in chat !tickets to find out how many tickets you have, and then you can bet throughout this game and other games to get yourself more tickets, and the more tickets you have, the higher of a chance you have to win these SteelSeries headsets. We're going to be giving them away at the end of our Aftermath show, which is after the Dota series, whether it goes to 2 games or 3 games, we'll find out. But I mean, it's free headsets. All you have to do is tune in and stay watching. So get yourself some of those headsets if you can, and don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this quick break.